What's going on, everybody? It's a Ginger Viking or Spartan, whatever you want to call me. I'm here today to do an update on my Vietnam Rucks and comparison on all of them. I'm going to give my limited knowledge. I know a little bit. I don't know everything about all of them. I know a lot about some, less about others. But without further ado, we're going to get right into it. All right, so I'm going to start off with the ARVN Rucksack. The ARVN Rucksack is arguably one of the first or most earliest adaptations of rucks used by United States forces. Obviously, as the name implies, it was created by the ARVN, and it was used mainly by the ARVN in the beginning. But of course, Marines and Army guys saw the vast improvement over the M44 pack for Marines or the M56 butt pack for the Army. So they quickly grabbed up as many of the indigenous ARVN rucksacks as they could. As you can tell, you can carry a lot more than a butt pack or a M44 pack. So Marines and Army guys definitely did grab these up. Predominantly more Marines you see pictures of, even into late war. Army, less so, but they still did use it. Now, the ARVN pack kind of paved the way and kind of made special operations, specifically MAC-V-SOG, I'm pretty sure on this, decided to create a more modernized and more durable version of this rucksack, which then made them come up with the tropical rucksack. As you can see with the ARVN, the tropical is almost identical in a lot of different ways, but very different in a bunch of different ways as well. So the major difference is the material used. The ARVN is cotton, whereas the tropical is a nylon canvas, and that was due to the fact that guys started realizing really quick how fast the cotton rots out in the jungle climates. So one of the feedbacks was if we can get one out of nylon canvas, it'd be way better. It'd be way more durable, maybe way more, way more durable, way more effective. So in the designing of the tropical, they changed over the material. The biggest things about the tropical rucksack is it gets confused with Alice, the Alice gear or LC1 packs. But the biggest thing to look out for is, again, the difference in material and coloring. On the Alice, there's a little tab here for the map carrying pouch. Also, different retentioners and fasteners on the pouches. So I'm not going to get too into it, but that's basically it to tell the difference between the Alice and the tropical. Also, the frame, I'll flip it around real quick. Both the frames of the tropical and the ARVN are these X-frame design. The difference between, again, the tropical and the ARVN is the difference in material. Also, the ARVN does not have these protective pads for the retentioner system as this one does, but everything else is pretty much the exact same setup for the ARVN and the tropical frame. So look out for that. It's an X frame versus the Alice, which is a completely different frame design than the X frame. Moving over to the most widely used rucksack in the Army, which is the lightweight. This is a P68 lightweight. This is the latest adaptation or upgrade of lightweights that they had. I believe they had a P62 and a P65. I don't know the exact dates or the exact model numbers because I don't know too much about the Army stuff. But this is the most widely used rucksack regardless of the model. The biggest thing about it was it wasn't the biggest pack. It definitely is, I'd argue, smaller than this one or smaller than the tropical, but it can carry a lot due to the frame. The frame was able to have you hang things off of it. You could use the use of cargo straps and be able to retain things on it, whether it be an ammo can, a poncho, a coat, inflatable mattress, whatever it was. You were able to carry a lot on the lightweight frame as well as in the actual pack. So it was a very popular pack. Not much to say other than that. I'll go into some of the items that guys carried. I am missing items out here. I do have some in the actual packs to fill them out, but for the most part, I'm going to add some items that just for food for thought, what guys would have carried or what I believe. I've had some research and then some I'm speculating on. So I'll point out the differences in what I'm speculating and what I know for certain guys carried. Of course, any GI is going to carry an extra set of fatigues, regardless if it's ERDL or if it's the OD green, jungle fatigues. It doesn't matter. Every guy's going to carry it. He has a very minimal, an extra pair of pants because resupply is, very limited. Next thing is I've seen some guys, this is more speculative. I've heard some veterans say that they did carry an extra pair of jungle boots if they were lucky. They did carry them to let the other pair dry out, but that's besides the point. That is very skeptical. I haven't had much concrete evidence of this, but I did hear some veterans I've talked to said that they did. Of course, guys did carry extra grenades because grenades are always important in the jungle because you rarely can see in front of you. So tossing a nade is always a good option as long as GIs are in front of it. So guys would carry some extra grenades. Obviously, this isn't a full ration, but guys would, of course, carry extra C-rats, enough for however long their operation was. And, of course, all the pouches on the front were made to specifically carry at least one ration or a canteen. Getting onto that, moving on from the C-rats, depending on your mission or MO, you're going to carry as much as you need. Canteens, doesn't matter. I don't care what you want to say. If you're a Marine, some Marines got issued the old aluminum. Some, and then later war came on, they got the rubber or plastic ones. But guys always carried extra water. It doesn't matter if it was the 2-quart or the 4-quart. It didn't matter if it was the 8-quart. Guys always carried as much water as they could due to the climate, due to just the need and lack of resupply. So moving on from there, a lot of guys use Chuhoy bags to waterproof certain personal items, whether it be cigarettes or ammunition or grenades or food or whatever. But, one of the most common waterproofing methods was a Chuhoy bag. So you see a lot of those in rucksacks later on in the war. From my understanding, it isn't a early war thing to have these. It's more of a mid to late war thing. These aren't era correct, but guys would definitely carry some more blousing bands or bootstraps, whatever you want to call them. I know that the jungle pants incorporate a little drawstring, but some guys would like these and they carry them anyway, so I included them. These are modern ones. I don't know if they're era correct, but they work just as well. Of course, guys would carry extra socks as much as you can. Dry socks are very important in your health and morale, and just in general, they're very important. So guys would carry lots of socks. Extra bandoliers. I've had a couple veterans, 101st Airborne and some Marines, say that they would carry a couple extra bandoliers in their rucksack because they could just pile in some magazines and fold it up and just shove it in the bottom or the top of the ruck, and you have some extra ammo. Of course, the ammo cans. It's a very hotly debated topic. I know some people absolutely hate ammo cans on rucks. But I've seen pictures. I've seen dudes do it. If you're using it for airsoft or reenacting, it's really good for personal items. So you can put food, cell phone charger, something electronic in here, and it's pretty much watertight. Obviously, if I wouldn't trust it, jumping into a pool or something, but just making a quick river crossing or or dealing with rain, an ammo can's great for personal items. Of course, guys would actually carry M60 links in here for the 60 gunner. Moving on from that, if you're doing early war / mid-war and even late war, you can use, let me back it up. I kind of let this one go for the end of the video. This is called a USMC, or not really, it's not called that, but it's a pack board, and the pack board was predominantly used by the Marines, though there is some examples of Army guys using them for the PRC. Mainly only for the PRC for Army guys. But Marines in early war use this for everything. They would attach their M44 packs. They would attach rucksack. I've seen some guys maybe even attach rucksacks, the ARVNs. But these are very useful and just completely versatile piece of kit. It's so simple, but it's so effective. The shelf that you can see is removable, and you can place it at any of the openings. I'm not sure about the top one, but any of the 3 bigger ones, you can definitely place it. So you can carry a jerry can for a stuck vehicle, an ammo can, PRC. You can carry so many different pieces of equipment on that shelf, and then still have space. And you can put multiple shelves if you have access to the multiple shelves. Now moving on to the smaller and more of an early, maybe to mid-war piece of kit, which is the M44 pack. This was carried by Marines. There would be an upper and a lower pack. This is the upper pack. This particular loadout is for 3rd Marines Golf Company. This was used by a guy named Bo. I actually have feedback from an actual RTO from that company, and told me how he built his RTO setup for his years, which I believe was 68 to 69. He said he had the C-Rat sock on the side. You know, obviously you have your handset. It would either be on your shoulder board, or it would be in the back for your LT to call in support or sergeant, depending on who's left. I have a flashlight for the night operations that, of course, would be put away for during the day. But if you're in the night, you need to read a map for grids, you have a light right available. Some Starbusters or flare tubes. He didn't say specifically he used those, but I thought it would be a good addition for an RTO, and it's in place of smoke grenades. I do need to get smoke grenades. And on the pack itself, I have the poncho, and in the pack, I have just some food and some socks. The pack itself is so small, and it's honestly one of the most useless pieces of equipment. So Marines would as fast as they would ditch out this pack for mainly the ARVN, and then very late in the war, they got the tropicals. But the M44 pack is definitely a decent one. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's better than nothing. And obviously, you know, you can carry some extra batteries, whether these are the D-cell converters for the PRC. I don't know if they're era correct for Vietnam. I know that they had rechargeable ones and non-rechargeable ones, batteries. I think the nickel hydrate. But, you know, of course, you're going to carry extra batteries for your PRC, so that way you can keep it operational in the field. So, yeah. So, I hope you found it informative, helpful. I hope some of the information was relevant. If there's anything I missed, anything I got wrong, please feel free to comment it down in the comment section below. I love the criticism, and I love to learn. So just don't be a dick about it. Just definitely be cool and be like, hey, this is actually this model. Or, hey, you forgot, hey, some guys carried this. As I said, I don't have every single personal item. I didn't put out everything. I have some things in the packs. I don't have every loadout for every different dude. Everything's different. But this is just a generalization, and just kind of some of the things that some guys carried, some guys didn't, and just a general comparison of the different rucksacks and packs used, and the different things that you have the option to use depending on the unit and branch you choose. So anyway, guys, it's been great. I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, see you later, guys.